My name is Cossy. We are back again. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are watching from in all parts of the world. We're back again with another piece of Arsenal transfer news live. Joaquin Correa. We're gonna speak a lot. We are really gonna speak a lot. But before I tell you, Mikelate is gonna have a question and answer session on Sky Sports Social. So make sure I do send in your questions as using the hashtag. Um, the hashtag is called Ask Ateta. So Sky Sport, they will have that one. They'll have that one. So make sure you do send in your questions, and the hashtag you will use is called Ask Ateta. Use hashtag Ask Ateta Sky Sport. Obviously, I will react to that. I'll give you whatever will happen and what you will say about transfers and so many more things. So in this one, we're gonna speak Joaquin Correa, we're gonna speak Houssem Aouar, we're gonna speak Bernardo Silva, we're gonna speak Martin Odegaard, Andre Onana, what did I say? James Maddison and Callum Chambers. So a lot to speak about. Lautaro Martinez, there is an update, but I've not yet actually got I've not got credible sources on Lautaro Martinez. So you'll excuse me in this one. I won't talk about Lautaro Martinez, but I'll talk about James Maddison. We will speak about Houssem Aouar because it looks like Leon have said he can go. He can absolutely leave. With that and more, let's get the party started. Right then, lads, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Cossy's Arsenal podcast with me, Cossy, live. We're going to speak, like I said, we're going to speak a lot of Arsenal transfers. We're going to speak a lot of Arsenal news, especially at a time when Arsenal's next number 10 is confirmed. Our next signing is confirmed as a number 10. Fabrizio Romano has confirmed that. Our next signing is number 10. And today's, if you look at the stories today, Joaquin Correa, Houssem Aouar, James Maddison, Martin Odegaard, they're dominated by the fact, they're dominated by the search of a number 10. Could Arsenal be finally getting themselves a number 10? Because Fabrizio says on his Twitch, the next players, the next signing will be a number 10, and that is where we're gonna discuss a lot of talk this evening. Let's start off with Joaquin Correa, because that is there is a very big update on Joaquin Correa, and obviously we are sponsored by the beautiful people from One Expert. Make sure you do check out with One Expert. Link is in the video description. Check out with check them out. Open up an account, and you'll be done all service. You can bet on the Premier League, La Liga, Bundesliga. I'm having a betting tip show coming very soon. It should come in that week to the Premier League. So watch out for it. We're gonna have previews. I'm gonna have a preview for Arsenal dropping very soon. Check out for that one as well. And then Tottenham Arsenal tomorrow. We have a game against Tottenham. I'll be doing the preview and predicted lineup. Check out for that one as well. Right. Let's start off with Joaquin Correa. Now, reports today have actually indicated the Arsenal were absolutely very serious about Lazio playmaker and schemer Joaquin Correa. We spoke about Joaquin Correa during the Euros, if you still remember, in that period of the Euros. And I said, if Arsenal brought in Joaquin Correa, I wouldn't mind. I would absolutely not mind. Last season, the player managed 11 goals and 6 assists in 38 games for Lazio. That is not really bad. And actually, if you read an article from 90 More, they actually tell you that the player is not bad. The player is a very good player, but the problem is, he's been overshadowed. He's been, his brilliance has actually has been overshadowed by a couple of players like Silo Immobile and a couple of others. But he's actually a very, very interesting young lad. So with Arsenal now, interested in Joaquin Correa, they did make a bid. As far as we know, Team Talk have just confirmed that Arsenal made a bid for Joaquin Correa, but actually did not get the offer accepted. So the offer that was being proposed was around 17 to 20 to 20 million euros, around 17 million pounds. But Lazio think they need around 20 million pounds, which is around 35 or which is around 30 million, which is around 30 million euros. So it looks like Arsenal are serious about getting in a goal scoring midfielder in this summer. They've tried a couple of options: James Maddison, Martin Odegaard, Houssem Aouar, Joaquin Correa, Julian Brandt, Borussia Dortmund, and a couple of others. And the latest we know from Joaquin Correa is Arsenal actually did make an offer, but it wasn't accepted, and Arsenal did go back with an improved offer as for now. So we are still asking ourselves, will it be possible? Is it going to be possible that Arsenal actually go back for Joaquin Correa if all other deals fail? Because if you look at the deal, I mean, it's relatively cheap and possible. Joaquin Correa, according to 90 Min, would love to test the waters of the Premier League. He would love to play somewhere else, probably in the Premier League, probably somewhere else other than the Italian Serie A. So he would love to come to the Premier League, and he wants to try out a new challenge. Arsenal do need in a number 10. Lazio would get the money. They have already spelled out the price tag of the player. Anyone that can meet around 30 million euros, you will be able to get in Joaquin Correa. Would you take in Joaquin Correa at Arsenal? Like I said, if you do not know much about him, he's a player that plays as James Maddison. As James Maddison plays, he would give us that James Maddison effect, that kind of urgency in the midfield. Scores more goals, 11 goals last season from 38 games and 6 assists. Don't say, Cossy, 11 goals, 6 assists. That is so low. The numbers are very close to those of James Maddison. Obviously, what you have in James Maddison is a player who's played in the Premier League. He's a player that actually has more to offer than what Joaquin Correa could actually offer us at Arsenal Football Club. But at the end of the day, I'll take him. I'll take Joaquin Correa if the deal can't get done, because that's the question. Can Arsenal get these deals done? Yes, they've said, give us some time. Don't judge us until the end of, don't judge us until the end of the window. Can they get the deals done? So Joaquin Correa, that story is there. Arsenal making that bid. Arsenal did bid for Joaquin Correa, but it wasn't enough. It wasn't good enough. And of course, your club coming out, a club coming out and saying this wasn't good enough, this wasn't enough, only shows you that you need to do better. You need to give us more money if you're going to have the signature of our player. I think, with all due respect, he's 26 years of age. He still has a big ceiling. Arsenal would love to have such a player in their squad. Lazio would love to keep the player. The only problem that comes in is with the money. If it's not the money, Lazio would also want to keep some of their best talents. But I don't see this one happen. Honestly, I don't see this one happen. I think Arsenal's priorities are very far. I think what they were trying to do is, there's what you call a bit of luck. Like, you go to the market and you want an Arsenal jersey, and then you just throw 5,000 or $2 on the table, just try out luck on a Manchester City jersey. When you get, if you're lucky, you can buy the City jersey at $2. If you're not lucky, they'll tell you, what, you need more money, and because you didn't come to buy the City jersey, you will actually just walk away. I think this is what's happening with Arsenal Joaquin Correa. It's not the first time Arsenal have been reported this summer to make bids for a player, and it never went back. I mean, we've been reported to make bids for Joaquin Correa. We didn't go back. The same with the likes of Renato. We didn't go back. The same with that. So there've been so many players that have been linked with Arsenal, and an offer has actually been reported to be made in. But the truth is, Arsenal just trying to test the waters. Well, Joaquin Correa is a good player. How much is he? It's just like asking. You throw a price, you throw, you throw money, and it's never gonna be accepted. That's it. You throw in money, it's never gonna, that price is never gonna get accepted. And I think that is what is actually happening with Arsenal and the likes of Joaquin Correa at the moment, right? So let's dive into Houssem Aouar, because we wanted to speak about Houssem Aouar, and we should actually dive into Houssem Aouar at the moment. Now, there is a big update on Houssem Aouar, and it looks like the player is unsettled. It looks like Houssem Aouar is actually unsettled at the club itself, Lyon. Now, Lyon have a new manager called Boz. That is his name. It's called Boz. And apparently, according to Get French News, Houssem Aouar has refused to play in the Lyon squad under Boz. Now, the manager has actually come out and spoken, very unprofessionally, I should say. Very, very unprofessionally. And I think, it seems like there is bad blood between the two. It seems like there is bad blood between Houssem Aouar and the new manager, because the report actually indicates that Peter Bosz has told Houssem Aouar he can leave. He said, "This is modern football. Even at the last moment, he can leave." That is what the manager has actually told the player. It's crazy, isn't it? It's crazy. I mean, I didn't expect it to go this far. I didn't expect Lyon to come this far. I don't know whether Houssem Aouar has started misbehaving as a player, which would be for me, a worst case scenario. I don't expect a player like Houssem Aouar to come out and bleach all the loyalty, all the trust, all the love he's been shown by Lyon, and just trash it. I don't expect that. I think Lyon are more desperate than Houssem Aouar. Yes, we do understand Houssem Aouar doesn't want to stay at Lyon for another season. That much we know. And we also know that maybe at this point in time, Lyon are desperate. Lyon could be desperate. Could this be a piece of PR? I don't think. I absolutely don't think. So with now Lyon saying the player can leave, the manager looks like the manager doesn't have him, doesn't have Houssem Aouar in his plans, and Aouar also doesn't have plans of being part of this squad. It only makes sense when rumors come out and say Arsenal is actually now more interested in Houssem Aouar. They're trying to drive our attention. They're trying to create those rounds of PR, and you absolutely, I would absolutely understand. All the time, a club wants to sell a player, and they're failing or struggling to find a potential suitor. They will do whatever it takes. Absolutely, they will do whatever it takes. But the wrangle between Houssem Aouar and the manager, I don't believe it's escalating because of the transfer. I don't believe Houssem Aouar has started to misbehave. There could be something wrong. I don't know why he doesn't want to play with the manager or under the manager. Because if you've not worked with the manager before, why the hell do you feel you don't want to play the player? You play with under the manager. You can't play under the manager. I think the player is desperate for a move. The player would want a move, and that's why you see that a couple of reports, especially Equipa, telling us that the player is actually much more interested in moving to Arsenal now rather than his demands of Champions League and Europa League and things like that. He would rather go to Arsenal at the moment rather than consider his ambitions of Champions League and things like that. So at the moment, what is the focal point of this deal is Houssem Aouar wants to leave Lyon, and he has been told he can go. You can leave. Just like Barcelona told Messi, you're free to go. you can leave, you can go wherever you want. I think this is that is the situation now. I think this one makes it makes it even a little bit easier for Arsenal because for starters, if you're looking at a player like Houssem Aouar, if you're looking at a player like Bruno Guimaraes, I'll give the example of those two. Bruno Guimaraes doesn't want is not desperate to move. Bruno Guimaraes is wanted at Lyon. They would love to keep him. Houssem Aouar doesn't want to stay at Lyon. Lyon are free and they're saying you can leave. We will sell you. You can leave. You can go. I think if you ask me, which is the easier deal? If you're doing deals and you're good at negotiating, we can even get Houssem Aouar for less than 25 million euros. Absolutely. You can just press them against the wall because they know the player is already unhappy, and doesn't make sense to keep a player who's unhappy because you're never going to get the best out of them. The best way you can the best way you can get the best out of players is by by keeping them happy. Keep the players happy at the club. Try to understand their situations and things like that. I think that's how you get the best out of players. So Arsenal can finally get Houssem Aouar. It's becoming easier and easier. The problem with this deal is one, Arsenal don't look at Houssem Aouar as their priority. They have still failed and refused to look at him as their priority. They feel like James Maddison should be their priority. They feel like they feel like Martin Odegaard should be a better priority. They don't look at Houssem Aouar as the priority. They don't actually look at him in that way. They actually foresee. They're looking at Houssem Aouar as a backup. We have failed to get James Maddison. We have failed to get in Martin Odegaard. Let us go for Houssem Aouar, which is not bad for me. Which is not really bad for me. I think a club like Arsenal can decide which players to go for. Absolutely. We can decide which players to go for. We can decide when to go for a player and when not to go for a player. But what doesn't make sense for me, and I've said this before and I'll say it again, absolutely, what doesn't make sense for me is the fact that Arsenal were dying. We spent weeks, almost months in negotiation for Houssem Aouar last summer. What has drastically changed? That is my biggest question. What has drastically changed in this summer that Arsenal feel like he's no longer the man? We no longer need him. He's no longer the player that we wanted to sign last summer. I think it's total hypocrisy. Absolutely. I feel like it's total hypocrisy. Arsenal, it's hypocritical. If you wanted the player, like United, last summer had to pay around 140 million or 120 million for Jadon Sancho. This summer, they paid 88. I think it made sense. They went back for the player because they were absolutely mad about him. They were absolutely in love with Jadon Sancho. I think our interest in Houssem Aouar was genuine. I don't have any questions about that. I don't have it. I think our interest was genuine last summer. This summer, what has changed so much? That is what I don't understand. What has changed so much to an extent that now Arsenal feel Houssem Aouar is no longer the man. Houssem Aouar is no longer the player we want to sign. That is what I'm asking myself. What has actually changed drastically? What has actually changed so much? And I would love to know, because it doesn't make sense for me. It really doesn't make sense for me. So look, if we don't get in the number 10 in this summer, I don't know what Arsenal will say. I don't know what Edu will say. I don't know what Mikel will say. You have cheaper options. You have players willing to join. And I think it's one of the disappointments that I'll speak about at the end of this window. Arsenal trying to, because Mikel said, we want players that want to play for us. We want to sign in players that 100% convinced of what we want to do. And you do understand that, and you get it. So if you're telling me now that Houssem Aouar is no longer on your radar, it doesn't make sense, because the player said, I will move to Arsenal, I will move to the champion, I will move to Arsenal, to the Premier League. The same with Bissouma, and the same with with a couple of other players. Why don't we get these deals done? Why do we take a lot of time? So at the moment, Houssem Aouar told he can leave. Arsenal do have that opportunity. They do have that, we do have that, that chance to get in Houssem Aouar for less than 30 million euros. What a bargain. What a bargain. I mean, look at Manchester United and how they signed in Bruno Fernandes, and what Bruno actually gives them. It gives them a lot, but they signed him for less than 50. Was it around 43, 44 million pounds? And he's absolutely giving them class. Houssem Aouar is the same. You can play him as a CDM, as a CM. You can play him as a CAM, and it's gonna work for you. Why is Arsenal overlooking this deal? Why are we treating him as a second, as a second priority? I don't get it. I absolutely don't get it. But at the moment, that is what we know. Houssem Aouar can complete that Arsenal transfer if Arsenal make the offer. If Arsenal make we were told a couple of weeks ago that Arsenal did make an offer for the player, and the offer was actually less than 20 million euros. Come on, Arsenal. Come on, Arsenal. Less than 20 million euros. That is the offer. We reportedly went in for. We went in with for Houssem Aouar, and you don't sign players like Houssem Aouar for that. You don't actually sign in players like Houssem Aouar for those amounts. If you want to sign in Houssem Aouar, you've got to make the bids right. You've got to get you've got to get your bids right. Not less than 20. It's disgraceful. It was absolutely disgraceful, and I just pray the story wasn't right, because if it was right, it's absolutely disgraceful. How do you go in for for Houssem Aouar with less than 20 million euros? It's absolutely disgusting, disgraceful. But that is typical Arsenal, isn't it? Typical Arsenal. So people make sure you do smash a like on the video. That really helps a lot. Just a minute. All right. So make sure you do smash a like on the video. Make sure you do subscribe to the channel as well. It really means a lot. So let's talk about James Maddison, because we also do have an update around James Maddison today. Then we'll speak about Martin Odegaard as well, because it looks like there is what you'd call a transfer blow for Martin Odegaard. And it comes from Toni Kroos getting injured. Of course, if Kroos gets injured, Arsenal are in the mud. Arsenal are in the mud if Kroos gets injured. We are in the mud, because we want to take in Martin Odegaard as our priority transfer. It becomes worse. It absolutely becomes very, very bad. So let's speak about James Maddison. Let's speak James Maddison for a while. This early morning, I came up with a story, and I think it was the first story on the channel, and I spoke about James Maddison and how Leicester City manager Brendan Rodgers actually was speaking, or was talking about the possibility that he was actually referring to the possibility that the player could leave. The player could actually leave. So he said at the moment he is still a Leicester City player, but they are not worried about losing a player. And I also watched AFTV, Don Robbie in the morning, Robbie, speaking about this story. And I think he got the right perspective around it. Look, I'm not saying Arsenal are signing James Maddison, but according to the words of Brendan Rodgers, as Leicester City manager, I didn't expect him to, I really didn't expect him to throw the deal under the bus. I didn't. I thought he would be a little bit more protective. You know how managers be. I thought he would be a little bit more protective than saying clubs lose players, Maddison is a very important player, but we are not actually afraid of losing James Maddison or losing a player, or we are not actually worried. I mean, it creates a lot. It speaks a lot. It speaks a lot, and I think one of the things it points to is the fact that Arsenal have applied more pressure to Leicester City to get them James Maddison. That is true. We have put in more pressure. We have applied more pressure to get James Maddison. It still remains to be seen whether we will get the deal off the line, and that is something that everyone is still asking themselves: can Arsenal push this deal over the line? Can we sign James Maddison? But the words of Brendan Rodgers for me meant something, because occasionally or normally managers always say players not for sale, he's remaining with us, or they just say he's still our player and he still has a long-term contract. But Brendan said no offers have come in, and he said he's a key member of our squad. Clubs lose players, we are not worried. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. It's like he acknowledges the fact that maybe at some point in time, Leicester City will have to adopt to life without James Maddison. And they're absolutely right. They're absolutely right. When you have a player like James Maddison, you expect anything. You absolutely expect anything. You expect to keep them. You also expect to lose them, in the window. But I think, with Leicester City, what they have is if they lose Maddison, they just play a 4-3-3 with Tielemans, Soumare, and Ndidi. So they're not really afraid in terms of, oh my God, who replaces James Maddison? I don't think they are really under that pressure. I don't think they are. And they shouldn't be, honestly. They shouldn't be under that pressure. I think, their focus, their bigger point of focus should be how fast do we get this one done? If it stays, that should be decided very fast. If the player is leaving, that should be decided very fast as well, so that they can actually settle in. But I don't see Leicester City struggle because James Maddison goes away. Yes, he's been very important, adds a lot of goals, a lot of creativity. But with the likes of Harvey Barnes clicking, the likes of Yuri Tielemans, I still think Leicester City are good to go. Right. So in this Sunday morning as well, we had reports showing that Arsenal wanted to use Callum Chambers in the Maddison deal. That story was there, that Arsenal want to use Callum Chambers in the Maddison deal. Now, what we know is that Callum Chambers is wanted by Leicester City, as reports claim, as reports continue to claim. Leicester City would want Callum Chambers, and what Arsenal want to do is they want to get Maddison, and they want to add and they want to make they want to propose an offer, and that offer would have James Maddison. Would have Callum Chambers plus some money. And we talked about players ticking boxes. We talked about players being attractive. We talked about players being relevant in deals. I'm not really sure about this one. I'm not really sure about Callum Chambers and whether Leicester City would actually agree or not. It's a little bit what? Confusing, isn't it? I mean, Callum Chambers is one of our best right backs. If you let him go, it's a risk. It's a risk I don't want to take. It's a risk I even don't want to think about. Absolutely. I don't want to think about it. I think we should retain the services of Callum Chambers for this season. Absolutely. We should retain the services of Callum Chambers, bring in a main right back, have two right backs competing in that area, and maybe that. So Callum Chambers to Leicester City for James Maddison. Look, if Leicester City do agree to the deal, I would agree to the deal as well, because I think we want Maddison more than Callum Chambers. But honestly, I wouldn't even try to think about that. I would want to keep Callum Chambers. I would. Let's smash the like button, people. Let's get them to 100 likes right about now. Thanks everybody for doing that. Thanks everyone for always tuning in each and every time. Smash the like button. Let's get them to 100 likes right about now. Right. Let's dive into Andre Onana and the situation around Arsenal and the player. Now, the last time we talked about Andre Onana was on this channel before today, because today I spoke about Andre Onana as well. But the last time we spoke about Andre Onana was he had agreed personal terms with Lyon. Lyon had agreed a price for the player with the Ajax around 6 million euros. Now, what we know is that the player has actually called for a standstill in the deal, and I don't get it. I absolutely don't get it. But this is a big boost for Arsenal. It's a big opportunity. It remains to be seen if Arsenal are actually going to make a substantial offer to Ajax for Andre Onana. Because what we know is Arsenal are preparing a third bid for Aaron Ramsdale. But look, for me, this is a no-brainer. Andre Onana is a no-brainer, an absolute no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. Look, you have a goalkeeper who's 25, top class, tested for 6 million euros. We don't need to negotiate the price now. The prices have already been negotiated by Lyon. All we need to do is convince the player to join us, which we have already done. Personal terms have been agreed. Go to Ajax, pay that 6 million euros, get the player out of there. Well, look, it's not career mode. It's not as easy as that. But I think another opportunity for Arsenal to get in another world-class, player with world-class potential has actually manifested itself. Absolutely. Another opportunity for us to get in a world-class player has actually manifested itself. It never becomes better than this. It never becomes easier than this. It doesn't become easier than this. The guy is literally you might think he's a free agent. He's not a free agent. He's still under contract, with Ajax. But Ajax know that he's never gonna sign a new contract. They don't want to lose him on a free, so they will actually need to they want to sell him this summer. And what the player wants to do is wait until January. He will have no ban. He'll be a free agent. He'll go to the AFCON, negotiate with any club for higher, for higher fees, and that's what he's gonna do. But I think Arsenal do still have an opportunity to get in Andre Onana. We still do have the opportunity. We just need to use it. That's it. We just need to use the opportunity. Aaron Ramsdale is a good player, very good prospect. But I think for me, the Andre Onana deal is a risk that makes a lot of sense. You save money. If you're gonna spend 30 million on Aaron Ramsdale, just spend 5 million on Andre Onana. 5 million on Andre Onana, and then bringing it right back in the balance. Keep the change, bringing it right back. Nobody's gonna ever blame you. Andre Onana is a goalkeeper that has all the qualities you want. Very good, very great shot stopper. Has nice reflexes. Can play in the Premier League. Can play at a big club like Arsenal. What else do we want? I don't get it. What else do we want? Going for Aaron Ramsdale. Look, it wouldn't be the worst. It wouldn't be the worst deal Arsenal will do. I think it wouldn't be the worst deal we do, but we can do better. I think Onana. If we're signing Onana, we are doing better. Onana is the better goalkeeper. We are actually doing better by signing in Andre Onana. What do you think, people? Let me know in the comment box. Andre Onana is a risk. We do understand. Onana is a risk. If Arsenal bring in Onana until November, he doesn't play football. January, he wants to go for AFCON. We do understand that. So that is the risk of the deal. But he's 25. He's tested. He's top class. He's cheap. He's a bargain. He's a no-brainer. Would you look at the risk more? Would you look at the opportunity more? Anyone who says don't bring in Onana, he's a risk. I do understand them, because look, if Leno got injured at the beginning of the season and we have to play with Arthur Okonkwo, for around 3 months, we are absolutely dead. And I'm not saying that because I don't trust Okonkwo, but I think, you don't need to throw him into the Premier League like that. He's just been promoted to the first team, to the first team squad. You don't just throw him there, like, there like that. So, and Onana is there for grabs as well. Onana is there for grabs as well. Arsenal will have to decide whether they take Andre Onana or they actually don't. But he's there for grabs, and we wait to see what actually happens with his transfer. Now, Manchester City have signed Jack Grealish, and we will have a couple of players that actually move out. The one that is most interesting and has been linked to Arsenal is 60 million pound Bernardo Silva. 60 million pound Bernardo Silva linked with Arsenal. Pep Guardiola, I wish I could get the quote. Okay. Okay. This is going to Fabrizio Romano. So we can trust Fabrizio, can't we? We can trust Fabrizio. So he says Pep Guardiola announces players set to leave Manchester City. And according to Pep, he said Bernardo Silva wants to leave. There are 2 or 3 players who want to go. When they bring some offer and they want to leave, we are open to discuss, but it depends on them. Of course, that is Pep Guardiola. He did have a press conference, and he did announce his departures as well as his signing. So Arsenal have apparently been linked with my man Bernardo Silva. Obviously, if he comes in, he's coming in as a number 10. And I've asked you a question in the comment box and the question is, do you take Houssem Aouar or do you take Bernado? That is my humble question. Do you take Houssem Aouar or do you take Bernardo Silva? Both of them, would be a very, very, very big joy to watch. Both of them have the creativity, and I think both of them are very experienced players. Bernardo has played in the Premier League, 26 years of age, very young. Very, very young, 26 years of age. Would you do that deal? Would it be the deal you decide to do? Let me know in the comment section. Would you do the Bernardo Silva deal? I mean, if you ask me, I would do it. I would do it. If James Maddison becomes a problem and Houssem Aouar is no longer available, I would do the Bernardo Silva deal. Played in the Premier League. My problem with Bernardo is he loves playing off the wings, and with the introduction of Jack Grealish, he's gonna struggle to find playing time. That's why a move away from the Etihad Stadium actually works for the player more than actually it works for Manchester City. So Manchester Evening News are saying the player is available. If an offer comes in, we will be open to discuss. Mikel Arteta loves the player. We know that. Pep Guardiola has worked with Mikel Arteta. Maybe the connection between Mikel Arteta and Manchester City could actually give us the opportunity to sign Bernardo Silva. We have a good rapport. We have a very, very good relationship with them. Maybe we can use that, as the string to actually attach ourselves to this one. I mean, I don't really mean Arsenal are close to getting it done. I don't think Arsenal are close, and it might be a hard one or a harder one than you would actually expect. Trust me. We're at 170 likes. Thanks everybody for doing that. No, sorry, we're at 77. 170 votes, 77 likes. Thanks everybody. Let's get them to 80. 3 more likes to do that. 3 more likes. Let's get them to 80, and that would be really, really, awesome. So with Bernardo, you only have the rapport. I mean, the money is also there, but was he part of our initial plan? Was he part of our initial? Was he part of the initial targets Arsenal wanted? I don't think so. I absolutely don't think so. I think Arsenal would want to first look at their initial targets. Obviously, the likes of Lautaro Martinez, we have had reports that Lautaro Martinez is just a wonder in the summer. No one wanted Lautaro. Nobody expected Arsenal to go for Lautaro. And when we were planning, Lautaro Martinez was never part of it. But finally, it looks like he's now part of our transfer plan. So Bernardo, if Arsenal bring him, I won't be disappointed. I won't be disappointed. He has the flair, he has the creativity, he has the speed, he has the brain. I mean, he's a winner with Manchester City. I don't think he would help us dominate games, though. No, I don't think he would help us get dominant games. But why a player like Bernardo would be important at Arsenal is when he comes in at Arsenal, he outshines the rest of the other players, and he becomes that important player. Of course, we give him the love, we give him the sense of relevance and importance, but I don't see that happen. I don't see that happening really. I think he might go to a club like Barcelona. Barcelona losing Messi, they'll try to get in a replacement. They'll try to get in someone at least. I don't think they'll just leave the summer, with the likes of Memphis Depay and Canaguero. I think they might go for a player like Bernardo. Barcelona wants him. City wants 60 million. Will City play? Will Barcelona pay the 60? There is a big question, but I don't think Arsenal will pay the 60 million as well, right? Yeah, I think that's all. We spoke about much of the action. I would love to get in your thoughts now and see what exactly you people are saying in the chats. Where do we start? All right. Let me know all the questions. Let me know of all your questions. I'll be glad to answer them live on the show. Because nowadays you delay a lot. Too much waiting for you. So sorry, Eric. That should change. Afternoon, brother. How's your day going? Brilliant. Really, really brilliant. Owino says, Cossy, I'm watching you from Kenya. For me, I prefer Houssem, not Silva. Houssem is a number 8 plus. Maddison as number 10. Aouar is backup of Xhaka, and Maddison is backup of Smith. Well, I beg Arteta. Look, I mean, you overrated Xhaka, and you overrated Smith Rowe as well. I don't think Maddison is a backup to Smith Rowe. I think Smith Rowe would be the backup to Maddison. But thank you so much for the comment. There, Joseph says hi, Cossy. How are you doing, Joseph? Hope you're doing well. What's the situation with what is the situation with Martinez? And are we definitely signing Aouar? And how is the Guimaraes situation? What do you think? Situation with Martinez is a little bit quiet. Houssem Aouar is a little bit quiet as well. And Guimaraes' situation is also quiet at the moment. So really, not too much noise around those areas. I always want to Arsenal to sign Aouar. I'll be so happy if this one goes through. Thank you so much, Thomas, for the opinion. Dennis says, hi, Cossy, I'm watching from Namibia. Thank you so much for watching in from Namibia. Much love to the people there. Bro, are we still looking at Lautaro Martinez transfer? Please give me an update. This is going to say, yes, we are still in the rush. We are still in the race, but at the moment, there is no huge update. Yeah, there is no huge update around there, but we are still looking at the player. We are still looking at the player. We're at 96 likes. Let's smash that one to 100. Just 4 likes. Getting the 4 likes and get them to 100. Thanks, everybody, for doing that. Anu says, Cossy, why Arsenal delay transfer of players? We are so tired, and we need to give it more time. Hi, Cossy, watching in from Uganda. Thank you so much, Joseph. Arsenal is really kidding me on their transfer sagas. This according to Save. Thanks, bro. We need to sign in Silva because now he's used to the Premier League. No game time, needed to get used to the league. This is according to Shira. Thank you so much, Shira. Very good point there. Very, very good point. Thanks, bro. We better sign Silva. Did we look? No, we looked at that, didn't we? Okay. Anu says Maddison is EPL proven. Yeah, I mean that's the beauty with James Maddison. Is you have a player who's used to the Premier League. You have a player who's good, at what he does in one of the most in one of the most top leagues in the world. That is the beauty with James Maddison. Absolutely. What Stefan says we Arsenal should get serious. Silva really knows the league. Then that boy Zo. Who's Zo? Why do we need to bring in Aouar, who will need time to fit into the squad? This according to Stevo. Okay. But honestly, if you think about it, if you give it a thought, Silva is would be would do good if Arsenal had have a very good squad. He does better if you have a very very good squad. That's what I think. Okay. Godwin says, I think Max Aaron's Bissouma, Maddison, Lautaro is amazing than all these other deals. But of course, it's never going to happen. All of it's never going to happen. Yeah. I don't think Arsenal signed Martinez and Maddison. This is according to, Nat Nair. Says he doesn't think. Quincy says Arsenal looking to bring in Ramsdale and Badge. Yes, I've seen the story. We should leave Maddison deal and sign our Bruno Guimaraes and Hope Matthews. This is according to Race. Hope Matthews is not one player you're gonna rely on. He's not one player you're gonna put a lot of trust in. He needs to do. He's still young, 20 years, needs to adapt to the league and things like that. So don't over. I wouldn't actually over put hope in him, really. Silva says Aouar is better than Odegaard. Okay. We need Onana, Aarons, Aouar, Bernardo Silva, and Bernardo Silva. That's according to Nat Nile. Arsenal needs many players, and on one they will sing. All right. Benedict didn't really get that one. Let's sign Aouar and forget James Maddison. That's according to Jem. Okay. Arteta too much ego is destroying Arsenal. That's according to Jem as well. So Jem says we can go for Bernardo Silva and forget James Maddison. Do you think that, people? Do you think like that? Do you think do you think it would be that direct? It would be that easy, right? But Maddison is better than Aouar. That's according to Quincy. Okay. Let's forget about Martinez and sign Correa. Correa is a good player, by the way. Very, very good player. And cheap as well. Arsenal very slow. We must sign Onana, Aaron, Bissouma, and Aouar. This is according to Nat Nile. Right. Quincy says Arsenal need a new striker. A new striker too, because like I said, ain't gonna fire us into Champions League. All right. Hey Cossy, I think Arsenal like wasting time signing their target players every new season. Look at Manchester City; they know what they want, and they signed Jack Grealish ASAP. This according to Prince Osude. You're right. I think we need to. When I was speaking about why Arsenal need Messi, if you've seen that video, when I was speaking about why Arsenal need Messi, I said Messi changes a lot. He would change a lot at this football club. He would absolutely change so many things. And I think, and that's the reason that's why I think Arsenal would need a player like Messi. Let Lacazette go. This is according to Joseph. Lacazette is better than Tammy Abraham. We don't need Tammy Abraham. Please sign a new contract for Laka. That's according to Nat Nile. I really don't know what Arsenal is doing. This is according to Shiro. All right. Do you think Martinelli will be given a good chance? Absolutely. Absolutely. If you look at what Arsenal is trying to build, if you look at what we are trying to build, it looks like the young players are actually going to get more central roles in Mikel Arteta and Arsenal's future. So I think we'll get enough playing time as long as he doesn't suffer injuries. Arsenal is the worst at the moment. Not really. Come on, Nat Nair. Let's show the club some love. Tomorrow we play Tottenham. Come on, the lads. We are playing Basket FC at the back. Come on, the lads. We can beat Tottenham FC. Come on, the lads. Messi to Chelsea. Cossy, let's go. Well, I spoke about Messi, and I would love to. I don't think Chelsea will sign him. But I spoke about Messi, and I'm gonna ask you people, on this show. Would you take Messi at Arsenal? That is my question. Would you take Lionel Messi, the greatest? Would you take the god of football? Would you take the magician? Would you take the maestro of football at Arsenal? It's just a question. A quick one. Tell me if you would take Messi at Arsenal, and tell me the reason. I'm going to read the first 20 comments. Would you take Messi at Arsenal, regardless of the wages, and tell me the reason you would or why you wouldn't? I'm going to read the first 20 comments, about that. Messi to Chelsea breaking news. Uh, Messi to Chelsea break. Look, unless it's Romano, such huge news, you need Romano there. But according to Fabrizio Romano, the latest we know about Messi is PSG are confident to find the right deal structure soon to sign Lionel Messi after opening direct talks since yesterday. PSG are already working on Leo's potential contract at the moment. So Chelsea to sign Messi, I don't have it anywhere. Absolutely. I don't have it anywhere. It's not anywhere. Unless you are an insider journalist. But if you're not, it's not on the radar. None. What are they doing, Arsenal? Why are they looking, at different players? I think I've explained this, and I will explain it again. It's a summer where Arsenal have to try to look at different options. We want quality, but we do not have the attractiveness to attract the quality. So we have to look at very many different options. Messi to Arsenal, say something. This is according to Joseph. I've done a whole video. About Messi to Arsenal. And I said Messi would win us the Champions League. Messi would win us the league. Messi would actually take us back to where we're supposed to be. That's it. Are we really going to sign Messi? No, not really. Right? Not really. Every club needs Messi. Every club needs Messi. He would boost your financial potential by a big margin. Everyone says Messi to Arsenal, but this is a road. No one says Messi to Arsenal. They're just jokes, guys. Don't fall for it. Don't fall for it. And that's why I didn't say in my video, in the last video I've done about Messi. Apparently I can't find my phone. Should have shown you. I've not said Messi transfer to Arsenal. I actually said, Messi wins us the Champions League. Thank you so much. I said Messi actually wins us the Champions League. That is what I said. Messi wins us the Champions League. Right. So, go and check the channel. The video is Messi wins Arsenal the Champions League. Arsenal need Messi. Arsenal need him. Every club needs Messi. That is what. So, in my opinion, if anyone says Arsenal don't need Messi, it is just that Arsenal cannot afford Messi. We need him, and I think every club does, but we cannot afford him. Honestly, we can't. I think Mr. Rogers is just preparing his fan base for Maddison exit. Yeah, I think that could be true as well. That could be true. We need Maddison. Alex Quincy says Arsenal have bid 50 million for Badge and Ramsdale. I've not seen that anywhere. But it is not enough. Ramsdale would cost us around 25, and Badge would cost us around 40. So it is not enough. Still not enough. Oh my God, it's Maya Senago. It's according to Terrence Tibbs. Okay. Our president, by the way, is also called Tibbs. Yeah, we call our president in my country Tibbs as well. How are you? Yeah. How are you doing, Tibbs? Hope you're doing well. Okay. Raptors says Leicester City want Chambers because of Fofana injury. All right. It will be mutual. It will be a mutual win. We can do with improved performance from Cedric. He still has the potential. Appetite is the question. All right. That is according to Raptors. Chambers is better than Bellerin and Elneny, hence a good versatile squad player. Yeah, absolutely. I believe that as well. I believe in that as well. If Leicester City are a much better team than Arsenal, if Leicester City are much better team than Arsenal want him, means we should keep him. All right. Okay. Thank you so much, Tibbs. Yeah. The solution was to keep Martinez and not sell him for 17. I think we reached a conundrum where we couldn't solve. Yeah, we were pressed in the corner, and you know how Arsenal can panic. We panicked. Yeah, Arsenal very good at panicking. We panicked, and obviously, if you panic, you know what happens next. Yeah. We panicked. I think Arsenal did panic. Yeah. We need Johnston, Aouar, Aarons, and Tammy Abraham. Then that for me would be a decent side. Absolutely none, Francesco. Absolutely none. Absolutely none. This is not a decent summer, at all. David Raya is what we need. I don't think Brentford will sell David Raya. You know that. You know that, tips. My club, Arsenal, is good at speculating, season to season. But why don't we concentrate on one deal until it is done? We've done three. We've done three, Andrea. We've done three, right? We've done 3 deals. Francesco says 100%. Tib says Bernardo don't score or assist enough. All right. Ricky says none of them. Right? Says none of them. Someone says Bernardo is okay because he's a Premier League. He has Premier League experience. Okay. Why? Because Messi is Messi. I would have him even come for one game, and Messi, Arsenal would gain a whole new generation of supporters just because. Look, thank you so much, Glenn. With Messi, you're not only looking at goals and assists, you're looking at so much. He can improve. He can improve the if you have Messi, the quality of players you're signing is different. Absolutely different. I'm telling you. The quality of players you're signing is different. The way you're looking at, you don't have, if you have Messi, you're not thinking about surviving relegation. If you have Messi, you're thinking about winning the league. You're thinking about top, Champions League. That is his flow, and his ceiling is trophies. If you sign in Yaya Sanogo, yeah, Lionel Messi would bankrupt Arsenal in wages alone. He would make money. You know that. He would make money. Don't think these players, these Arsenal players make a lot of money for the Cronkies. They make a lot of money for the club. Just know that. You don't know how much money Messi as a brand has made for Barcelona. You don't know how much money Messi as a brand has made for Barcelona. You don't know. La Liga as well. How much money has Ronaldo and Messi, how much money have they made for La Liga? Forget about the clubs. For La Liga. It's crazy that people think, well, when Messi comes to Arsenal ran bankrupt. It could be the other way around. Emirates could actually need to give us more money. If I'm paying 100 million for me to for my company to appear on the chest of Mohamed El Neni and Emil Smith Rowe, what about on Messi's chest? How much do you pay? Business is business. That guy is business. He's no longer just a footballer. If you're talking about footballers alone, yeah, Saka is just a footballer, just growing, into a brand. Messi is a company. Messi is a brand, bro. He would actually make lots and lots of money at this football club. But obviously, we need to, at the moment, we can't afford the deal. Track for Work says, if we signed Messi, we will still finish 8th. If we signed in Messi, we don't finish 8th. Because Messi doesn't sign for a club that doesn't, bring in the relevant players. One of the conditions you have is you sign in Messi and you sign in players that play with Messi, right? That is what we are talking about. So we don't finish 8th, really. Messi can't join Arsenal, but if we could get, if we could, then yes, Messi fits every team, even at 42. All right. Thank you so much, Pius. No, I wouldn't take Messi. His days are long gone. This is according to Albert, right? That's your opinion, Albert, as well. Jack says no, wages too much, and he would bankrupt the club. No. Right. I think Bernardo Silva wants a new experience, perfectly different, a league like La Liga. Yeah, I've seen he wants to go to Barca as well. Thank you so much, bro. What was the name? Sorry, he's called sorry. Arsenal need James Maddison. Thank you so much. Bro. Hype says Messi is Arsenal fan. Nobody knows that. He's played for Barcelona for 2 decades. It is hard to prove that. Right. Breaking news: Messi to Chelsea. I've not seen that anywhere. I've not seen that. Until Fabrizio puts it out, it's fake news at the moment. Messi at your club. No, not yet anywhere. Not yet anywhere. Not really yet anywhere. Unless you're saying Lukaku. Because, Lukaku could be another Messi for Chelsea. Because, he would actually, absolutely save them. Yes, I would, because he is a leader and he is a winner. It's according to Brian, and he says he is a winner and a leader. The other thing can influence the other players to sign for Arsenal. Look at CR7; he's influencing many things at Juve. Yeah, absolutely. You're absolutely spot on that. All right. Armstrong says, Cossy, please stop talking about Messi. We can never get him. Football is football. It's football talk. It's football talk. Hi, Cossy. Where can Messi join? I think I think the 2 contracts that have been offered are from PSG and Manchester City. Those are the 2 contracts that we know offered to Messi at the moment. One man doesn't make a forest. Arsenal will frustrate Messi. Of course, Messi influences us to make the forest. That is how strong he is, and that is how big he is. Simon says, Aouar, because we deeply wanted him before last summer. Abdu says, you don't participate in the WhatsApp group. Why? I do participate in that WhatsApp group. Probably I should do that more often. Regan says Aouar and James could be the best signing of the summer. Okay, because Arsenal really needs a player like Houssem, and he reminds me of Santi Cazorla. This is according to Denisa. Right. Okay. We don't need Messi for now. This is according to Injero. Don't need Messi for now. Very strong word. Eric says if we sign Messi, we automatically qualify for Champions League. You got me right. For me, you got me right. Signing Messi, you're gonna surround him with good players. Messi. Bernado is not the player we need. Aouar or Maddison is what we need. This according to Brian as well. Emma says, Cossy, I prefer Houssem Aouar to Silva. I'm Emma from UG. Pick up Emma. Much love from 256. Paul says, hi, Cossy. Tell us the players Arsenal are serious with. Please, I'm tired of Arsenal admiring players, but they don't sign them. My man, and this one is the last one from Jamaica. Aouar and Bissouma only. Michael Thomas. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching in. It's been a very, very interesting stream, and I do promise that I will keep you updated and posted with whatever happens. We've been sponsored by OneXpert. Make sure you do check out. Their link is in the video description, and I'll speak to you very, very soon.